Yo, 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 welcome back to the Hulaham Hour. You know what it is. Nick and Curtis here at your service. Hey, man, Big Ten, killing it in every sport. Every single sport, man. Hail to the victors. Hail to Michigan. First Big Ten title to be brought home since the year 2000 when Michigan State did it. So not only does the Big Ten rock, but Michigan and Michigan State seem to do the most damage. On that note, how's it going, Nick?
Dude, you forgot one. Michigan is in the Final Four on Thursday.
Oh, for hockey?
Yep.
Yep, I know. That's what I said, all sports. Like, we're dominating. We'll go over all that here in a hot minute, but let's kick it. All right, welcome back. I was going to do this last week on episode 69 as a gag because I love that episode 69 was on April Fool's Day. But we were going to be really funny. But me and Nick were both on one last week. So, yeah, this. I'm going to use this for a little bit today. So, all right. I don't like that I can't get that close to the mic, but whatever. All right, man. So, as the title says, we've got your NCAA. God, that helmet stinks. We got your NCAA bracket tournament wrap up. We're going to go over the final four games and then the championship game. And there's not a whole lot other than that going on. We've got some wrap up on PGA, but we got your Masters preview as the thumbnail says too. So it's Masters week. I hate that I booked my vacation during this, but I need a vacation so bad before I go postal. So I need some semblance. All right. Well, anyways, let's Nick, just kick us off. We'll start with the Final Four games because obviously we all know, we obviously just said who won the championship, but the Final Four games were very good. Well, I say very good-ish. The UConn-Illinois game was close. I was really thinking Illinois was going to pull it out, but UConn didn't. UConn ended up winning 71-60. Excuse me, too. And then Michigan took it to Arizona. Everybody figured that the Michigan-Arizona game was kind of the national championship. I still agree with it, even though UConn played them. The spread in the Arizona game was 1.5 points, and Michigan won by almost 20. And the spread for the UConn game was 4.5 points. I'm like, oh, man, they must win by 80. And they didn't even score close to 80. It just seemed it was a slow game. Let me pull this stat up here. Michigan shot just 38% and shot 13% from three, yet still won on pure defense and toughness of the game. Defense still wins championships.
Oh, yeah. Always has.
Yeah, so give us your take on the whole kit and caboodle here, Nick.
Dude, I love it. So what's kind of crazy is even the talking heads all said that UConn had to hold Michigan under 66 points to win. They didn't, and they lost. They were fucking spot on. I'll give them that. But UConn honestly played the pace. They played the style game they wanted to. They just couldn't shoot either.
I told you I bet on Michigan, and then I bet on the over because I'm like, Arizona and Michigan both score points. And I ended up hitting that bet. But I'm so happy I did not take the over. It was like a bricklayer convention, dude, at that game. Like, it was so bad. I mean, I know that they don't make every shot. But, dude, 13% from three. Their first three wasn't made till the second half.
Yeah, and Michigan averaged like 10.5 threes a game during the tournament.
Yeah. I will say, though, as an overall picture, Michigan put on one of the most dominant performances in NCAA tournament history, though. They really did. I mean, winning games by multiple points, winning a couple games by 30, beating someone in the Elite Eight by 18 points, never letting them even lead in the game. It's crazy. MVP was Cadeau. That was, 19 points. Yeah, he had 19 points and shot like 14% from the field, which means he shot about 87 times. So
he did that last game too, and it worked out. So it's
yeah,
fine.
But not a flashy win. this was just a straight up struggle fest. I mean, they weren't even. Michigan didn't even rebound like they normally do.
Yeah, they did. They fucking killed them on the boards early.
But they lost. They got out rebounded. Period. They did.
Say Mara was a presence inside.
How can you not be a presence at 7, whatever the fuck he is? 7'4".
There's a lot of them. People just run right around him. They don't even notice they're there.
Yeah, and UConn shot 31%. So we literally, as a whole, saw on average only a third of the buckets fall. That's rough. Yeah, it was
wild.
I think I did text you last night. I'm like, this game is ass. Like, the game was
Depends
not
on who you root for.
Well, the game was good if you're a Michigan fan because they won. But from someone standing back, I'm obviously going to root for Michigan, but I'm bleeding green when it comes down to it. But you just stand back, you take your fan hat off of both of them. That game was not exciting. The game was not that fun to watch. The only people that I think would actually enjoy that game are people that like watching. And really, like, yes, is it good defense? Yep, sure is. But it's terrible shooting, too. Because a lot of the shots that they had, there were some blocks, but a lot of the shots were wide open shots. I mean, shit, dude, Mullins from UConn had he might have been the best rebounder they had. He'd run from the three-point arc into the mass and just grab the ball. And you don't see that from people anymore. So, yeah, I don't know. Who out of these two teams, though, do you think had the best player that's going to go on to play pro ball?
That's tough to tell, honestly, because both teams are pretty evenly stacked, where it's not just one superstar.
Yeah.
I would probably say Lendenborg because of his size and his ability. Probably has the best chance. I mean, he's 6'9". He can run the point. He does run the second team as a point guard.
Mm-hmm. That's number 23 for Michigan, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's big. And I understand. We're going to get into this too, but this is another thing. I get that they have women that do these announcers. There's nothing against them. But when the woman is 5'2" and she's interviewing somebody that's 6'9", get her a fucking stool. All right? Get her a stool. And then, not to get ahead of myself here, but I'm going to say one more thing on that. Did you see the interview that Golf Network did, or Peacock did, with JJ Spaun at the range after he won the match?
No, I didn't.
The guy JJ Spawn's not a tall guy by any means. He's 5-something. But the dude that they had interviewing him had to be 6'8" or taller. His hand wrapped around the entire microphone, the fat part of the microphone. And he's like, so JJ, how was that win? Literally looking down at this poor man. I don't know, man. I get equal opportunity of employment and stuff, but at some point it's Jesus Christ, we don't need Andre the Giant doing interviews. I don't know. So, yeah, overall, really cool to see the it's been a 26-year dry spell that the Big Ten's won a championship in basketball, which is so crazy to me, especially since how long has it been since we expanded the Big Ten?
Only a couple of years.
No,
I don't know. We keep expanding.
Yeah, we expanded the first time and got Rutgers and Maryland and a couple others, and then we expanded again and got even more. But for us to still not win a championship for 20... Big Ten is a dominant college conference, hands down. One of the, if not arguably the most dominant one. So for us to have a 26-year drought, losing to ACC and Big 12 and, SEC teams, it's just what the hell? Oh, that burp tasted like...
Dude, the Big East and ACC, that's what they do, though. You're not seeing them in the college football playoff.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, let's call it what it is.
Hey, man, Duke should have been there this year. I'm just saying.
They allocate their fucking NIL money and they go, it ain't going to football.
Yeah. Going to... Never mind. I don't want to get banned. All right. Michigan's first title since 1989. That's a stretch. I mean, going on damn near 40 years. So, but yeah,
and they did it in front of all them guys being there too.
Mm-hmm.
It made it even cooler.
Yep. So, but again, we had this conversation I think last time how the ticket sales were down. Do you think the championship game was sold out?
Yeah.
Do you? I think it was the only game in the tournament that was.
There's enough people that have money that will just go because it's the championship.
Well, I'll say
absolutely
this.
think
So
it's sold out.
I get not like they typically don't play in basketball arenas for this, where basketball arenas have an average of 12 to 20,000 fans, right? Smaller arenas. They play these in football stadiums. Now, granted, I get playing the Final Four at,
Lucas Oil.
Thank you, in downtown Indianapolis. And is the championship in Detroit next year?
I don't know. I thought I heard the Final Four was.
I heard today that the Final Four is the championship game is. It's all in the same spot. But anyways, that'll be cool. It'll be something maybe looking to go into. Super
Ford
cool.
Field.
But for them, it's college sports. So yes, it's professional now. It's still amateurish, but there's a way bigger fan base for college than there is for pro sports. That's just the wholehearted. Like there's 100 and almost 200 schools. Of course, there's gonna be more fans. But you look at the largest stadiums in the world are also college football stadiums. But one of the largest NBA stadiums is like 23,000. They're not packing them in there like they do for football. So for them to go to a football stadium that houses 75,000 without adding more seats to get you closer to, you got to be pushing 100,000 seats in there. For them to expect to sell out for those games is ridiculous. And they're never gonna. I hate to be that way, especially with the ticket prices that they're pushing down these people's throats. It's unbelievable. But, yeah, I mean, I just know when they have the lights off in the top bowls, that tells me no one is up there, and they don't want that on the broadcast because it looks bad. You want to know what looks even worse? When you got the fucking lights off. I don't know, man. They definitely need to change some stuff. They need to get these games and time slots that are more watchable for the East Coast as well because, God forbid the West Coast has to leave work early to watch a game where if I stay up all night, probably am going to be late to work the next day. So let's make a trade, play the games in the Central or Mountain time zone, and put them in the middle of the fucking day. Shocker. Full of good ideas. Get at us, hulaham@gmail.com. Be glad to help. All right, so way too early predictions. Do you think Michigan's going to run it back next year?
No.
No. That was a very quick answer.
Dude, we're one of the first teams to ever do this with 5 starting transfers. What do you think is going to happen next year?
Yeah, everybody's going to
more transfers. They're either going to go pro, the good people we had, or we're going to get transfers.
So if you are the kid, I forget his name, that transferred from Michigan to UConn this year, how do you feel?
Well, you made it there, and they've been there 3 of the last 4 years. I'd still say you feel pretty good.
To be honest, all things aside, the stat line of the coach for UConn being undefeated after the Sweet 16 or whatever, I'm glad that that's not the case anymore. It's an uncanny stat, and it's one I'd be proud of if it was my stat. But from a fan's perspective looking in, like, why wouldn't, okay, so then next year, so he wins, right? Why wouldn't every single person on planet Earth make a bracket where UConn wins it? Why? Why not?
Probably should now.
Yeah, it's just crazy. I don't know. It's unbelievable.
Dan Hurley's a psychopath, but he's a great coach.
Yeah, and does he need glasses, or are they just a prop?
I don't know. Him rubbing bellies and chest bumping refs and headbutting them, I kind of get lost in what
Dude,
the fuck
I thought he
he's
was
wearing.
going to make out with that guy.
He might. Dude, it wouldn't surprise me.
It surprised me one bit.
I thought this guy wanted to kiss. Boom. There's Hurley on the fucking big screen.
Oh, man.
If you were like the Jumbotron operator, how perfect would it be to put like them two in the kiss cam real quick?
That'd be good.
That'd be great. You might lose your job, but it'd be freaking hilarious.
Yeah. All right. So that wraps up our college basketball season. We're going to get into some NFL stuff here. We'll get into some golf, some baseball, wrap up with some hockey and basketball. But yeah, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We appreciate all the support. I don't care what your comments say. Just make a comment because comments equal SEO for us. So get the ball rolling. Appreciate the comments from last week about the hair. Really appreciate the kind words. All right. So the only headline that I have from this week in the NFL is it was just announced today that Fernando Mendoza does not plan to attend the draft. You know, I don't know. I just kind of feel like if you are, in the first round, almost should be there. But, who was it? Like Joe Burrow when he got drafted, or somebody recreated Brett Favre's thing when they got drafted and blah, 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 blah. I don't know, man. I'm just, I was talking so highly like, oh, he went to his pro day. Oh, he did this. Oh, he did that. And then now he's just, I mean, he knows he's fucking going number one. Now, what if he's not going because Raiders called him and they're like, hey, man, change plans. Then he just doesn't want to be embarrassed. I mean, am I reading too much into it? Probably.
Dude, I don't know. So the new generation of football players don't care about anything that we used to. Like the combine, the pro days. Nobody seems to give a fuck about this shit that we all love to see.
I can't say I disagree with that, but then you know what they need to do? Get rid of it. Get rid of it. Like, don't even have it be a thing then. If everyone's going to ignore it, get rid of it.
Now, and the draft's going to start becoming like that little by little, I think, too, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It'll be people at their houses. There won't be a get-together hardly. There'll be the top 5 or something.
Yeah. The draft will be done by hologram. Holograms will walk up with the players.
It's already just turned into what city can throw the biggest party. So, I mean, we might as well just keep the party. And
yeah,
the
you
players
know what?
will
Detroit took that cake by a landslide, so everybody else should just give up. Sorry. Like, they tried so hard last year lying about the number of people that came out to Green Bay, and they were just lying out of their teeth, dude. They're like, yeah, there's 250,000 people here. And they, like, half of their area that they had gated off is empty. Like, no, it's not that many people, you lying sacks of shit. Yeah, not planning to attend NFL draft. But, yeah, it's a slow week in football when Dexter Lawrence requested a trade from the Giants, which, here nor there, it's not a huge deal, but yeah. Oh, I got another one. What's up with ESPN throwing? I mean, I'm not a big fan of him. I always thought he wasn't. I mean, yeah, he won a Super Bowl, blah, 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 blah. But why did Jalen Hurts get ran over by a bus? And that bus was ESPN. What was up with that?
I don't know. I hear a lot of controversy coming out of the fucking Eagles camp. Apparently, Jalen's not as easy to work with, though, as it appears.
Shocker. The man with no emotions ever is hard to work with. Oh, my God. Yeah. Tell me more.
Not coachable.
Oh, my God. Nick Sirianni can't coach someone. Oh, my God. Another headline of shockingness.
Yeah, I just didn't think Jalen Hurts was that much of animosity with his own team, though.
Yeah, but that's the thing is, okay, so AJ, it's been confirmed. It's been announced that come June, AJ Brown's going to New England. That's been announced. I think it's a good move for both teams. I think that AJ Brown brings more drama to an already drama-filled team, and the Patriots could use a little bit of that drama. I mean, they kind of had that with Stephon Diggs, but Stephon Diggs is nowhere near the caliber of player that AJ Brown can be.
He was pretty calm last year, Stephon. I mean, besides his outside legal troubles.
Well, that's what I'm talking about, dude. Like, there's always got to be a wide receiver that's got some drama in between him and his baby mama, doing Molly on a boat. I'm sorry, margarita salt. It's just, and I really truly don't know if anyone else is going to sign him.
Oh, somebody will sign him to a 1-year deal for sure.
Go back to Minnesota.
I think he's going to end up back in Buffalo.
Wouldn't be a bad move. Excuse me.
Huh. They know what they're dealing with already. They had him for years.
Yeah.
They know how to fuck this pig.
Kyle Pitts signed his franchise tag and showed up for voluntary workouts. As a tight end, I would. To get franchise tagged as a tight end is one thing. To get franchise tagged as like a wide receiver or running back is kind of a slap in the dick. Because every time a player signs a contract now, it's the highest paid, blah, 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 blah. Tight ends aren't going to be highest paid as shit, dude. Like, if I'm Kyle Pitts and I'm going to be making whatever the hell he's making, dude, I'm happy. So
It's funny you say that. Me and my dad were talking about the recent hiring, the UNC, Mike Malone.
Yeah,
and they said
dude.
the same thing, and I'm like, until the next coach gets hired, I'm like, for the love of God, I'm sick of hearing this term.
So what is North Carolina's fetish with hiring professional coaches and thinking they're going to translate over to collegiate sports?
I do think Malone will do okay, though. I think he'll be better off in that situation than fucking Belichick.
He's going to be better off in that situation because Belichick took on the North Carolina football team, who I didn't even know had a football team up until Bill Belichick took the coaching job. And what's his nuts taking over the North Carolina basketball team? That's a relevant sports program. Sorry, North Carolina's football program is not a relevant sports program. And it's going to take more of a miracle than Bill Belichick and his super hot young fucking girlfriend to fix that shit. All right? Now, does this guy have a mistress that's 24?
Yeah, probably.
Well, if he doesn't, he's already fucking up. I think it's in the contract when you signed a coach there. They actually brought Bill into his office. They're like, all right, here's your office. Well, what's that standing in the corner? Oh, that's something that's going to linger around you the entire time that you're here until you're gone.
Dude, that's his thumbnail on all his emails to his recruits is just a picture of his fucking girlfriend. That's how he gets recruits.
Yeah, all spread eagle with her tits out.
Come play football for me.
I want to play football for her.
I told you to show up on Thursday. Oh, I didn't read anything in the email. I just saw the bottom.
I seen one of the rookies was late to one of the meetings. I forget what team it was. I want to say the Giants. And the Giants had his SUV filled with with packing peanuts while he was in the meetings.
I love it.
And you want to know the logical, practical homeowner dad part of me thought as soon as I saw that dumping out of his car into the parking lot, who the fuck is picking that up? Dude, I don't know if I'm sure you've had to pick up packing peanuts that got over everywhere. It sucks. It's fucking the worst.
They probably just let that shit blow away.
Yeah, it's probably biodegradable, or they're probably edible.
Sure.
And there's just a bunch of birds out there choking on packing peanuts. I seen there was the annual coaches dinner, which is crazy to me that they've gotten now 28 of the 32 head coaches to come and attend that. And I don't know if you saw anything on that, but Jay Glazer actually took a video walking around, showing all the coaches and yada yada. You know, I am an advocate of that. I like that. I think that, they had, okay, take him or leave him, but when Sean Payton is in an area full of people that are doing the same thing he is, and he's commanding a room, and he's got 6 guys that are glued on to whatever he's saying, dude's good at what he does. You know what I mean? Dude is good at what he does. Take it or leave it, whether you think he's a dick, whether you think he's a terrible coach, good coach, whatever. For 6 out of the 28 guys to be fully invested in whatever during that video that Sean had to say, that speaks volumes to me. What are your thoughts on that dinner?
I think it's a good gesture. Go drink some beers with these guys before we go to war for the next 10 months. And I hate every one of you.
Like that. Go to war. I like that. Man, I'm going to fix something. Got a magnet falling. Oh, looks like it's going to fall. All right. That's cool. Sweet. I love when things fall apart, which seems to happen every time I fucking come out here. All right. So, hypothetically speaking, Fernando Mendoza overdoses on fentanyl in the next 3 days. Oh, Nick. We were doing so well. All right. We'll have to save my hypothetical question for when Nick gets back here. Okay. Back at it. Don't know what happened. But anyways, hypothetical question. Fernando Mendoza overdoses on fentanyl and is no longer the number 1 pick. So who's your number 1 pick outside of Fernando Mendoza?
Dude, I don't even know at that point. They might just cancel the draft.
Dude, it's already shocking enough that Tiger Woods had that whole thing. Hey, could you imagine this straight shooting, nice spoken, never does anything, wipes his ass with clouds and then just ODs on drugs.
Couldn't handle the pressure.
Yeah, couldn't do it. I mean, he's got a nose of somebody that, anyways. Moving along. That's okay. So the one thing that we did forget that this happened right after we got off the episode last week. Kirk Cousins signed with the Raiders. The Raiders have come out and been very vocal that if and when they do draft Fernando or whoever, that they do not want them starting right away, which is kind of been a proven thing that seems to work out very well. And if you're Fernando Mendoza and Kirk Cousins and you're looking in a mirror, you're seeing that other. I mean, seriously, they are like spitting images of their play style, their arm angles, their whole Jesus mentality, all that shit. Like, what are your thoughts on the Raiders picking up Kirky?
I think it's great. I think they needed to do something. They had to get some kind of veteran that was actually decent.
Because I mean, Kirk balled the last few games, dude. He did not.
Honestly wouldn't have minded them bringing in Joe Flacco though either, to see if they could steal him.
Yeah, but honestly, Flacco's play style is a little bit more lethargic than Fernando's is, in my opinion.
He'll show Fernando how to ball out though.
Yeah. Yeah, Kirk might though too, dude. Kirk might. I mean, they did a lot in Vegas this offseason. It's possible that Kirk goes in there and they're a playoff team. I mean, it's possible.
You're only high on him because he's a Michigan State guy. What has he ever actually done?
No, I am not high on Kirk Cousins. I'm high on everything else that they did in the offseason. I'm not saying that Kirk is going to lead him to glory. Fuck no. Kirk doesn't have that. Kirk isn't going to win you a game, but he ain't going to lose it for you either. He's going to tie it. But
the only thing...
No, go ahead.
The only thing I'm high on Kirk Cousins, the guy is masterful at fucking contracts.
No, his agent's a fucking genius.
Fucking masterful. All the guaranteed money he still continues to get.
He's made more money than Tom Brady and won no championships. None. If I'm Tom Brady, I'm putting a hit out on him.
This is his 11th consecutive fully guaranteed contract.
Yeah. You know what, though? I still think the man that takes the biggest cake for this area is Sam Bradford. Because at least Kirk Cousins has played games to earn some of that money. Yeah. Like, Sam Bradford didn't play fucking any games and made like $280 million. Like,
the biggest thing I wonder, though, is what's going to happen when, let's call it week 5, when they're 0-5, and Kirk Cousins plays the same shit like he did in Atlanta. I'm not a backup. And they go to Mendoza. Is he just going to be an asshole again and fucking leave?
He didn't do that in Atlanta.
Oh, he was a total prick about it.
Well, at first. And then he swallowed his pride and realized I either shut up and just show up or no one's going to want me.
I just wonder if he does it again, though, because he says he's a starter. Well, we all know if they suck and Mendoza's looking great in practice, yeah, guess what you're going to do?
Well, and there's also the fact that, you know, let's be real. They can come in and say Kirk's their starter, but if they start training camp and they actually have a battle for this, Mendoza might just beat him. I mean, period. And then what do you do? But if I'm Kirk Cousins, I don't give a flying fuck. Pay me. Pay me, motherfucker. I'll fucking ride the bench for multi-millions of dollars, dude. I'll squirt Tom Brady's juice in his mouth for multi-millions of dollars. There's a lot of shit I do for multi-million dollars. It involves very unscrupulous things that I won't talk about on here because I value this YouTube channel. It just seems crazy to me, though, that they really, you know, there's direction in Las Vegas, but there's not in the same breath. And it's so blatantly obvious that Tom Brady's leading the force behind 98% of these moves.
Oh, yeah. He knows how to win. But
he
can
does.
They put it together?
Uh-oh. Guess who didn't show up to Dolphins training camp or voluntary offseason programs?
Probably the coach.
Nope.
Because he knows he's fucked.
The only player they have left, bud.
Oh, HN?
Yep. MIA.
Oh, I believe it. He'll show up on mandatories. That'll be it.
Dude, what if he just says, fuck this dumpster fire? No, did you also see there was an anonymous owner at the player owners meetings that said talking about the Jets, I don't blame anybody. Nobody wants to play for them.
Oh, that's been talked about a lot.
Yeah, if you're the owner of the Jets, you got to be looking at yourself in the mirror going, fuck me, right? I mean,
he's a fucking prick.
He's a fucking prick.
Let's call it what it is. The Dan Schneider types. I mean, fuck, they don't give a shit about actually winning. They care about the money that's going in their pocket.
Lions re-signed Avante Maddox. Great. You know, speaking of draft stuff, and then we're going to get moving on here because I think I'm about done. What would you say the biggest needs for the Detroit Lions are this draft?
Well, we'll probably go cornerback again, and we'll probably strike out. But that is still a huge need for us.
Yeah, if you go to or you go to NFL.com and you look at their list of what everyone needs, I would agree with these first two that we need an offensive lineman and a defensive lineman, or edge. We need another edge. We need somebody to complement Hutch. Those are the first two that are on the list. There's nothing on that list. There's 4 other positions, and there's nothing for defensive backs, period.
Well, apparently we're just going to make sure we can try to rush and then just stay screwed on the back end.
We kind of need to do what the Rams or the Colts did in bringing in a proven player. We clearly have no fucking idea how to draft a defensive back, whether it's a safety, free safety, or strong safety, free safety, or corner. We have no clue.
Oh.
We have no idea.
Grant's worked out.
Ish. Okay, so we got 1 out of 500. Whoop-de fucking do. We need proven players, dude, and I don't know that we're gonna get it done. I'd rather see us beef up the O-line and D-line and just say fuck it. You know, I think linebacker was one of them because we lost Anzalone or whatever. But I think honestly we can find somebody. Linebackers are a dime a dozen in the draft anymore. But I don't know. And then I heard something that they're moving Penei Sewell over to like left tackle.
I didn't read that, but it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, so, yeah, we'll see. All right, we're going to move on along here.
You got to put your best player on the blind side, man. You got to protect your QB.
Yeah, it's very true. Okay, got some other shit we could get into, but again, it's all just fucking talking heads to talk. So, all right, moving along here into some golf. PGA, the Valero Texas Open was over the weekend. Your winner was J.J. Spaun, as I had mentioned earlier. Took it. He had a killer final round of 5 under. But there was shit rain the whole week and weekend in Texas, which is crazy. They had to wake up, and most players had to start on about holes 4 through 7 on round 3 on Sunday morning. Then they got 25 minutes in the clubhouse to like dry themselves off, eat a sandwich, and get back out there to play another 18. It's kind of nuts. Robert McIntyre, that was his tournament to lose, and boy, did he ever lose it. That was a flat-out collapse on the final hole. I don't know, but you know, it's cool to see JJ win, even though he, you know, most of the guys that are playing in this are playing because they don't have an into the Masters and they need an into the Masters. Well, JJ Spaun, he won the U.S. Open last year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's already got an invite for the next 3 years. So he didn't even really need to be in this tournament. He could have been practicing for the Masters, but he said, you know what? You people, I don't need anybody else getting an invite. So, and Ricky collapsed too, man. I really wanted to see him come back. I don't even think he made the cut.
Well, fuck, JJ finished 3 under in his final 2 holes. Yeah. That's how he ended up winning. Like, it was impressive.
It was impressive to watch. It was very impressive, so...
He went out and got it.
But, you know, who would imagine it rained 4 days in a row in San Antonio, Texas?
Not like, San Antonio.
Yeah, seriously. It's fucking nuts. But, yeah, hats off to JJ Spaun. It's a good win. And, yeah, we've got the Masters. Oh, they don't put how much the purse is for the Masters. I wonder how much it is.
It's got to be for first place. Probably $6-7 million, I'd have to assume.
Holy shit, yeah. $21 million is the purse, and the winner will take home $4.2 million.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yep. Yeah, that's a good, healthy chunk of change, dude. All right. Yeah, you know, very upset that I'm missing it. But again, it is what it is. I'll get to watch the replays. I'll probably end up next weekend not watching the RBC Heritage, and I'm just going to rewatch the main feed of the Masters just because it's the soundtrack, it's the video, it's the announcers, it's the people. It's that there's not everyone holding their fucking cameras. Do you want to know a crazy statistic? So their pro shop is open for 6 days, right? In those 6 days, that pro shop will sell over $10 million worth of merchandise. Do you want to know what that comes down to, how many dollars they make per second? $271 a second. That's insane. This is
That's why
probably
they only open for 6 days.
they're open for 6 days and they're open, for like 8 hours or 10 hours in those 6. It's crazy, but I think this is the last year they're doing the gnomes, which is kind of nuts. I think it was last year's gnome just sold on eBay a couple days ago for $10,000. Unfrickin' believable. I definitely want to do the Taste of the Masters thing next year if we don't get the tickets, because I will be applying until the day that I die or I go, one of the two. Or we just need to figure out somebody that can get us in, because I'm starting to think that, they tell you that it's a lottery, but the lottery is literally a less of a chance of me literally winning the fucking Mega Millions to get into a fucking golf tournament. And I'm starting to think you really just need to know somebody. But it is what it is. So, all right, you already know it. I got Bryson as my favorite. I already put some money down on him to win it. He's playing absolute lights out golf. Who you taking, Nick?
Give me Rory in the back-to-back.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
It's a lot of pressure.
That is a lot of pressure. But I think this year, though, because now he has his career Grand Slam, he can just go out and golf.
Very true.
He can just go free swinging. He's got his green jacket.
Yep.
And I think that's going to let him play pretty free this weekend.
Bryson's got a 10:07 tee time. Oh, Bryson's playing with Xander and Fitzpatrick, dude. What a threesome. I hope that ESPN's or the Masters has a coverage of just that threesome on the first couple days. That'd be cool. That'd be super cool. Cam Young, Howell, and Rory are playing together as a threesome. Shane Lowry, Jason Day, and Dustin Johnson. That'll be another fun. God, I fucking love the Masters, dude. It's so great.
You do.
It's so great.
First real major of the year.
Yeah, and at what point is the Players a major?
I don't know. There's still, most people show up, but
it's got a more stacked field than any other major, dude.
I don't know.
I just think they're going to eventually have to make it one. And on top of that, how the Masters recognizes it that if you win it, you get an automatic in for the next 3 years.
Yeah, I don't see it ever becoming one, though.
We'll see. All right, so you have, who'd you say you have?
Rory,
okay, and I'll take Bryson. Yeah, really excited. I think the par 3 is tomorrow on Wednesday, and then they start the thing on Thursday. So make sure and tune in. The Masters has made it so accessible for everybody to be able to watch it. You can literally watch every shot a player takes on the driving range. You can even, after the round is done, go back and just watch one player's every shot that they took. If you haven't downloaded it yet and you're a golf fan, even if you're not a golf fan, the Masters needs to take notes, or people need to take notes from the Masters app on how to do it right. So, yeah, go Bryson, go, dude. Okay, let's get into this here. Some more. But you got anything else on golf? TGL's done. Lives on a hiatus because of the Masters, so it's just mainly the Masters. So,
nope, all good.
All right. Tiger's not off to the hottest of starts. We're already at 4-6, 10 games into the season. We're right down there with the White Sox and the Twins. I know it's early, but it ain't looking so hot. And you want to know what our main thing is? It's the same exact problems we had last year. We can't hit, and we can't pitch past the 5th inning.
Dude, look at our lineup. The only difference between this year and last year and our fucking hitting lineup is McGonagall, because he came up from fucking AAA.
It's the only change we made.
Dude, it's embarrassing. Like, how do they not think we're going to have the same fucking problems that we did last year or the year before?
Yeah, like Riley Green isn't just going to wake up and increase his batting average by 80 points. Like, it ain't going to happen, dude.
Like Vierling and Torkelson and all these guys, oh my God, they were great prospects. Okay, they've been in the pros now for a few years. This shit ain't working.
Nope. Yeah, and I got a feeling this will be A.J. Hinch's last year if he can't get it together.
And I think at the deadline we trade Skubal for a couple bats.
I hope so, dude, because, I hate to trade away our own pitcher, but or our only good player at this point, but damn, dude, it's pretty rough.
He's gonna walk at the end of the year anyway.
Yep.
He's gonna get $400 or $500 million, and we're not gonna pay him that. We've already said that.
Yep, for sure. So yeah, Tiger's kind of sitting towards the bottom of the standings, but again, it's early. It's hard to judge. Dodgers, Brewers, Yankees, all killing it. So, go figure. All right. Shout out to the Detroit Pistons. They clinched the 1 seed in the East, which I think they needed to do if they want to have a shot. Yeah, we're sitting at 57-22. We're still 3.5 games above the Celtics. We're 7-3 in our last 10. It's looking good, and we're looking fairly good without Cade. I mean, at the end of the day, for you to lose your star player, it's definitely very, very, very difficult to come back from that. I don't know. What are your thoughts on the Pistons going into the playoffs?
I think they also look pretty good without Cade, but if we got to match up against a Boston or New York, we need Cade Cunningham.
Yeah, we do.
I mean, I think we can get out of the first round, don't get me wrong, but after that is where the problems really lie. And this year, I just don't know if anybody in the East can take anybody in the West in a 7-game series.
Yeah, whether especially the Thunder and
or OKC or Denver.
Thunder and the Spurs, dude, are just on a different playing field than the rest of the league.
And you can't ever count Denver out in the playoffs either. They've done it year after year.
Mm-hmm.
Like the East, don't get me wrong, we're good, but I don't think we're as good as the West. At least not the top 3.
Yeah, I mean, and like right now, the Nuggets are on a 9-game win streak, which is crazy. But again, I think you put them up against the Thunder or the Spurs, they're going to get swept.
I don't think they do because they have Nikola Jokic.
Okay, so 4-1.
Dude, if he goes off at any given time, he can play with anybody.
Yeah. Yeah, rough episode. You've been froze. I've got your audio, but you've been froze like half the time.
I didn't realize I was froze. I just turned. Yeah, it's fine. Oh, there it is.
There it goes.
Yeah, that's fine. I just had to move, apparently.
Man.
Yeah, that's it.
You stay still long enough, it just...
Yeah.
All right. And the Red Wings, dude, I don't think in the month of March or this month that I have turned on a Red Wings game and not seen them down by multiple goals in the first period.
That's
Tell me
pretty much been the theme.
Huh?
That's pretty much been the theme, dude. They look like shit. They honestly don't deserve to make the playoffs. I know.
And if we do, we're gonna get friggin' swept in the first round, dude. And I don't think there's any way that we're gonna. I mean,
well, we're only 2 points back of Ottawa right now.
Yeah. Well, every time we play Ottawa, they beat the shit out of us.
Well, there's only 3 games left with the odds we play Ottawa. We do play Columbus tonight, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are tied exactly with points for them. I think if they lose this, it'll pretty much eliminate any chance.
Yeah, pretty much the Red Wings have to win out. We play the Blue Jackets tonight, then we play the Flyers on Thursday, and then we play the last game on Saturday the 11th against the Devils. No, we have 4 games left. There's tonight, Thursday, Saturday, and then on Monday we play the Lightning, and it looks like we got way more than that left, Nick.
Can't be way more. They got 77 out of 82. So
that's
yeah,
5 games.
Way more.
Well, 5 is way more than 2. Okay. Anyways, they finish off with playing the Predators on Wednesday, April 15th. So, and then I think the playoffs start on the 20th for both NBA and NHL.
Well, now that I'm curious on because I thought they said the Pistons wouldn't have to play again until the 17th if they clinch the 1 seed. So that would actually be a lot sooner.
NHL playoffs. The Stanley Cup playoffs begin on Saturday, April 18th. And the NBA playoffs start on They both start on Saturday, April 18th.
Okay.
Yep.
What about the play-in games?
Those are probably, they got to be before. That might, the NHL doesn't have play-in games, right?
Right.
Yeah, so that would have to be my guess that officially starts Saturday. The first round begins on this date following the conclusion of the SoFi play-in tournament. So the play-in tournament is from the 14th through the 17th.
Okay.
And both officially start on the 18th. So yeah, stay tuned for that. got a lot of exciting things coming up here. We got the draft coming up. We've got the NBA and NHL playoffs coming up. And then we're going to be getting right back into the swing of football things, man. I can't believe it. The FedEx Cup is in full swing after the Masters for sure. Make sure you tune in to see that. Yeah, I think that's going to wrap us up for this week. Nick, you got anything else?
Fuck Jerry Jones.
Fuck them is right. All right, with that being said, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Tell us how wrong that we are in the comments. And with that being said, we're Hulaham out. We'll be back next week on Wednesday, so stay tuned. As we said, Hulaham